The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
What's going on, Cowboy Nation? We are here for another show Tuesday. What's today's date? December 27th. That's a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center, where it is still cold. High of 50,
cold
currently 44 degrees. The good news is, weather-wise, this thing gonna warm up a little bit for us in the DFW. We getting back to our normal self. Tomorrow, yeah, we getting back to our normal selves, Kurt. We getting back. No, listen. Tomorrow, 67.
Ooh.
Thursday, my favorite number, 69. Friday, 65. Saturday, 69. Sunday, 73. And we ain't got no game on Sunday, so we can actually go to church and get some brunch, stuff like that. 73, 68 on Monday. So we getting back to what we got to have this little breeze come through here like everybody else, but we about to get back to what we normally are in the temperature-wise. This segment brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. The Dallas Cowboys are taking on the Tennessee Titans this Thursday night in Tennessee. One of the things that I want to talk about today, while Jerry came on the flagship station this morning and said that this team is relatively healthy and there was no injuries to report, one, Tony Pollard popped up on the injury report yesterday with a thigh injury. And Mike McCarthy said, we're not going to do much today. Just walked by them guys out there practicing. And he said, but Tony will be a part of that. So I don't know in what capacity that he'll be a part of that today, but that's a note to look at when you talk about Tony Pollard being.
And what point, because unless the Eagles fall apart, you're probably the fifth seed. At what point do you balance out resting guys? And like Tennessee's getting ready to rest a bunch of guys, it sounds like. Do the Cowboys do any of that?
The hard part is you have the first game up. Like if it was a situation where you were playing later in the day on Sunday, then maybe you can make a decision. But you got to still play as if the division is still near because Philly don't play until Sunday.
Right.
So you have the game Thursday. So it will be more so of a rush for Washington, the Washington game, if Philadelphia wins on Sunday and you win on Thursday. I think that's the part how you got to look at it because you have this short week.
Are you guys believers in rest as overall, or do you think they need to play to ramp up for the playoffs?
I used to be that guy that just play. But if it ain't like for these guys we're playing, Tennessee Titan, and I hate to say this, it bothers me, but what are they playing for against the Cowboys? When regardless of whether you win or lose or whether Jacksonville win or lose, it's still going to be about that game next week.
Yeah.
And so if you ain't making yourself better for that game next week, healthy and strong and righteous for that game next week, that ain't smart. So in this case for them, but for us, I'm with Jess. You gotta go in this game trying to get it done just in case that thing fall apart for Philly. You got to go in this game with your guns loaded. And
for Mike McCarthy, he came out and he said, one of the things that we talked about when you're looking at the injury portion of this thing, it's more so the defense. The offense is relatively fine.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith still working through some things. Tyler Smith has his struggles, but injury-wise, the offense seems to be the healthiest. It's the defense side of the ball. And most importantly, you look at a guy like Micah Parsons, who's laboring and bothered by something. Leighton Vander Esch seems like he's going to miss another week of football. And the more that you have to go out there and play games, things can happen. But the thing that suffered the most due to these injuries, I think, for the Cowboys has been the pass rush. And Mike McCarthy came out and asked about, are you concerned or worried about the pass rush? And he said he's not worried about the rush, but said that the defense can improve their rush lanes. What does he mean by that? And I think that goes
Just
back
watch
to
the last quarter
Yes.
of the last game and watch our young alien just, laser himself inside of the guy.
So,
See how I teed that up for you right there?
Yeah.
See how I just bloop?
But
You're welcome.
You were just talking yesterday about he kept going to the inside, but that's his own decision. They're not running stunts. He's not.
No, he's just going to take off on the inside and make himself tired. That's all he did.
But that's not. I mean, he's just freelancing.
He freelanced.
Yeah, freelance.
Yeah. And this is what Mike McCarthy means by taking proper rush lanes. And Micah isn't the only one. We talked about Micah because it was at that time, it was the most glaring one when you see him have to bang a timeout right before the last play of the game because he was tired. But
Him and his boys.
Yeah. But that has been an issue for the Cowboys all year long, and we heard guys come out early in the year and say that, hey, do your job. Then not Mike McCarthy, but Dan Quinn said that there's it's a privilege to pass rush, and all that comes down to is guys not doing the thing that they're supposed to do assignment wise.
Parsons was one of the biggest outspoken. After he played that game at linebacker?
Yeah.
So what's he doing now doing the same thing?
Yeah, he ain't worry about the linebackers. Since I ain't that linebacker, But you know what? The biggest problem the Dallas Cowboys have and still have and have had it for the last 7 years, they have not stopped the run. They have been very fortunate. And that is what wears you down. That is what beats you down. Because teams can just play football freelance style and they can throw when they want, run when they want, throw when they want. You're not dictating nothing by making them become one-dimensional one way or the other. And so
why is that still a problem? Why would
stop. I did it again, guys. 2 days in a row. I'm off my game. Goodness gracious. Sorry. I'm off my game. I got to get back on my game. He is Nate Newton. That is Kurt Daniels. I am Jesse Holly. Together, we are hanging with the boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak. I got to get back on my game. I got to get back. This was a vacation.
Before we was
it just hit me. Sorry.
Before we roll the show back for 10 minutes.
Sorry.
But nah, man. But I'm serious. The biggest issue this team has. And in today's NFL, 115, 120 yards shouldn't hurt you if you keep the average around 3.7, 3.9. It shouldn't hurt you. But we ain't doing that. We giving up 140, 150, almost 5 yards to carry. So it ain't.
You think it's technique and fundamentals, not talent?
I don't know now. I do not know because – we can't sit here after 15 games and say they got the talent, they got the want to, because it's happening every game. It's happening every game.
The game on the line, Philadelphia's going on that last drive. They need a touchdown, and they're not keeping your assignments at that point.
Here's the thing about fatigue. The famous quote goes, fatigue will make cowards of us all, right? But when you're tired, you sometimes mentally, like Micah, I'm not speaking for Micah, but I know at times when you're the guy, Mike is thinking, if I can just lay this haymaker, if I can just get this sack, if I can just get this strip sack fumble, we can go home. We can just go. Yeah. So sometimes the great ones, they kind of go off script. And they're trying to just throw for that bolo haymaker. If I connect with this, he out. And we can go home. I think sometimes Micah gets away from technique and gets to full-out athlete. And in that, you lose containment. You lose responsibilities. You lose what you're supposed to do as a player. And the fortunate thing is that didn't hurt them. The unfortunate thing is that when you go to that well one too many times against a significant better player than Gardner Minshew, that's when it hurts you. Because you can't think in your mind that I'm going to go do this. And if you go,
and Jalen Hurts is off around the corner.
You used to see guys like Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed do certain things in the game, and they'll just be like, yeah, I'm going. And it's off script. When you decide to do that, and there are certain players in this league who have the outright privilege to do so. I've been a part of teams like that. I know you've been a part of teams like that where guys go completely off script. You got to be right. Like, you can't go off script and be wrong and it costs your football team. So for Micah, it's going off script and taking 3 inside rushes when you're supposed to have the outside rush. You were fortunate this time around, but what happens the next time you think, I'm Micah Parsons, I'm the better athlete, I'm just gonna make a play, coach, and you aren't successful, and you are beat. That's the type of stuff at this point in time of the year. As you get into those playoffs, you have to be precise in those areas because every single play matters. Yeah. Because it could be the deciding factor of a game one way or another for you or against you.
So the deal is, you don't want Michael Parsons beating Michael Parsons. And what I mean by that is you haul off inside like that, and all of a sudden you realize that Jalen Hurts is you on that offense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
He's
Michael Parsons just got beat by equal Michael Parsons. I just, the little things like that, and I saw him after that second time he took off inside. I'm like, boy, he making himself work extra hard. All he got to do is rush outside, and this dude, and if the quarterback go up in that gap, he falls right back in on him. But when you rush in 10 yards and then got to rush out 20 yards, you wide open trying to make that play, because that's what he was trying to do, make that haymaker. And it takes extra effort to make that haymaker. You did that 2 times.
When he's doing that, does it create more work for the other guys?
But the other guys are kind of out of it because they don't have that speed like him. His superpower is his speed. And they don't have that superpower. They looking over there. They already know their limits is exceeded. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody's got to get them this time around.
They ought to see what I would, with a fat guy like me, I would see Micah shoot down in there and that quarterback take off. I'm automatically going for my angle. I'm automatically starting to run downfield. I ain't running over the way yet. That's a waste of time.
Chris Sims came out and he said that the Cowboys are too small on defense. Nate, would you think that's a true statement?
Yes.
He gave, in follow-up to that quote, he gave 2 reasons. One, they have to put more guys in the box, stop the run, which opens up man-to-man, secondary is more exposed. And 2, they just get worn out more. Yeah.
Because your 2 big guys are not doing the job. Your 2 big guys cannot two-gap. Like Hankins could take the guard, be head up on the guard, jam him back 2 yards, and make a play in both gaps, A and B. These guys ain't doing that. Osa, Bohannon, and Gallimore, they're not jamming guys up, reading, and making that play out to the tackle. If you had 2 guys that could make them plays like that, now your defensive ends just can sit outside and just turn loose. But you don't.
Is that a size issue or a
That's a want-to issue. That's a want-to issue. Bohannon weighed 335 pounds. That's a want-to issue, bro.
That's a good point.
Yeah?
Size matters.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I ain't going to.
Why you don't want to go there?
Shirt.
You thought about
Nice
it,
jacket.
though. You thought about
Nice
it.
jacket.
Thank you.
Nice
You thought
coat.
about it, though.
Nice
Whatever,
coat.
man. Whatever, bro.
Nice coat.
All right, man. Let's go into our first commercial break of the show. On the other side of this break, we talk to our boy Computer. We see what he got for Christmas and his thoughts on the Cowboys taking on the Tennessee Titans. That's his hood, his people down there in Tennessee. This is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
Barbecue King.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a die-hard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a Here Every Week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys this Tuesday, December 27th, as we get prepared for the Cowboys to take on the Tennessee Titans on Thursday Night Football. We go to the phone lines and we talk to our boy, Computer. Merry Christmas, Computer. What's going on, man?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. How y'all gentlemen doing?
We're doing well. Did Santa bring you anything special this year?
Yeah, I got a new white girl. I'm just joking. Just joking.
Lord Jesus. Well, we just got kicked off there.
We just got canceled.
Thank you.
Computer.
Thank you.
Nah, you good.
No, you good, man. Go ahead on.
All right, man. Briefly tell us your thoughts on Cowboys defeating the Philadelphia Eagles this past Saturday.
It was great. It was great. To me, the best thing about that game was Dak Prescott. Dak is 7-1 against winning teams this year. The Eagles, only playoff team the Eagles has beat all year has been the Cowboys and Minnesota. Every other game on their schedule, all those teams they beaten this year is under 500. Most of the majority of them not even going to make the playoffs. They didn't have to play the Bengals. They didn't have to play the Chargers like we did. They didn't have to play none of those teams that has those quarterbacks. So if you look at the quarterbacks that we'll have to face in the playoffs, Dak had to go against Jalen Hurts, which is his first year he's played well. And y'all say he don't have turnovers, but he had 2 picks against the last time he played the Cowboys. Trayvon picked him off twice. And he is not yet, and Nick Sirianni is 1-3 against Dak Prescott. He ain't beat Dak yet. Nick Sirianni ain't beat Dak. He beat the Cowboys, but that was Cooper Rush. He hadn't beat Dak yet.
That's right.
And we are small, and then a lot of people want to criticize this team, which I got to realize this is really only the second year with this coaching staff. That first year, that COVID year, that really didn't count because they really couldn't meet with the players. They couldn't have nobody out there. So really, this is only the second year. And we're probably going to end up having 13, 12 wins with a second-year coaching staff. And see, the reason why we small on defense is because of all that crap Rod Marinelli did with all them small linemen. So, it's going to take a little while. So Hangin will be back. And that other guy that we picked up that Philadelphia had, we're going to stick him in there. So when the playoffs start, all them little small guys not going to be in the rotation. They ain't gonna be switching D-Law out and Hankins out doing all that rotation. The first half, them guys need it because you lose. Ain't no another game. So Hankins gonna need to play the first 2 or 3 snaps on every snap that whole first half of that first playoff game. And then if we get past Tampa or whoever we got to play or Carolina, we come around and do the same thing the second week. We're gonna be all right. And if we mess around and win the Super Bowl, it's gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings. And just you were saying that we couldn't get 2 people going, but if you think about it, Dak was running the ball. So we did have 2 people on offense actually making plays because Dak had 40-some yards in scrambles. Tony had 61 yards in receiving. So we did have 2 people going besides CD. And then now with T.Y. in there, we can put Noah Brown on the bench and just use him for blocking schemes and stuff like that and put him back on special teams.
Stop, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Just like Michael Irvin said, man, the problem that Kellen Moore was having, I think Mike McCarthy has called it more the plays is, he wanted to make it about him and how smart he is. To go to the 3rd or 5th receiver and when the game on the line, go to CD. Go to your best player out there on the field. Don't make a play for where he can get the ball.
Right.
And if he make a mistake, cool, that's on us. But always go to your best player. Like when y'all won, like Michael Irvin switched over, and then Alvin ended up hitting that long because Michael swapped over because he thought it was coming to him, and then Alvin Harper got open and he hit that long pass. You got to go to your main guy.
Right,
I know we small on defense and everybody wants us to win now, but you got to realize this is only the second year of this coaching staff.
All right, computer.
Gary
So
Rod Marinelli put us in some bad predicaments with those players that they picked.
Okay.
They had a heart and they weren't gritty enough.
Okay, so looking forward, what do you see for this Cowboys team as they head down to Tennessee, your neck of the woods, to take on the Titans?
What the Titan people don't know, I got so many people. I'm not going to the game because they're getting a little cold. So I don't want to go up there and sit out in the air and get even more sick because I got to work this weekend. But Memphis is full. Memphis has more Cowboy fans than Dallas does. Even the women in Memphis are Cowboys fans.
Right.
So that stadium's going to be almost 60 to 70% full of Cowboys fans this Thursday night. It's going to be like a home game. These going to be some rowdy folks. They're going to be crunk. It's going to be. We're probably going to put a whooping on Tennessee this weekend because they're going to be resting players too. We're probably going to put a whooping on there, and then we come back and we get that little minute back since we play on a Thursday, and then they'll probably end up flexing our game with Washington a Sunday night game or something. That gives us a little bit more time to rest. And then we'll be ready to go and knock them out the box, and we'll be going ready to go that first weekend playoff and get at least make it to the NFC Championship game. And we're going to have to play good ball. We ain't been making no penalties with the past 3 or 4 weeks. Nobody has said nothing about the penalties that went away.
That's true.
Nobody even said nothing about that. And nobody mentioned the players that we was down LVE, Hankins, the
Brown.
other defensive end, Armstrong. He didn't play. He didn't play. But that corner that we got that we picked up our waivers, he gonna play with Wright, so that's kind of gonna fix that spot over there where Andy Brown was because they taller and they'll be the matchup against the receiver. Like AJ Brown didn't have no good game, son. Trayvon pretty much put the clamps on him, except for that little double move he got him with.
Put the clamps on
it. The Eagles. They talk all that crap. Them guys were humble, son. They're like, wait a minute, we've been whooping their butt all this time, and everybody talking about, they better than us. Yeah, they got a few players over there, which I give respect. They got a great offensive line over there. You know what I'm saying? They got some big boys on defense. But we gonna get in the groove. We gonna give it our best shot. We ain't going out like no punks. We put our pants on just like they do. Okay. Anything happen when you get to the playoffs. Dallas is yet to play a complete game where everybody plays. We ain't had one of them all year. At some point, they're gonna have 2 or 3 of them in a row. They're gonna mess around having the playoffs. The last time Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl, he went in at the 5th seed and won it all.
All right, well, give us a score.
Give us your score.
Oh, probably 35 to 10 or something like that this weekend because we probably going to get up on them and then start resting some players.
All right.
All right, brother. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you, computer.
Happy New Year.
Yes, sir.
Well, you sounding strong. Shannon, say hello.
Tell him I said what's up.
All right.
Computer made some good points right there.
Yeah, he did, man.
He made some good
bring
points.
up no conspiracy theories. No,
not this week.
Not this
just
week.
White women. Just you white women. But to computer's point, when the Cowboys play good football, they're a penalty-free football team.
Yeah, I was just looking. They've had the last 4 games.
No more than 4 penalties?
No more than 4 penalties. And only 1 on offense in each of the last 4 games. That's what
they looking tight like your hair, Jess.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know I don't know what causes it, and I don't know what changes it.
Yeah.
For them to be undisciplined in certain areas of the football games, I don't know what causes that. You can't go into a game. Sometimes there's certain penalties that you're just like, oh man, that's just a dumb penalty. That's a stupid penalty, whatever. But sometimes the Cowboys, you look up and it seems like when the penalties come for them,
7, 8.
They come in waves. When they come, they coming.
They ain't gonna be less than 7.
It's like they gonna bring the house down when they get those
gonna keep it under 4 or over 7.
Yeah. I've had a couple fans that they have written in and asked this, that probably not every play, but now I've been hearing and they've been hearing. Dak will go, here we go, right before the snap. Like he'll call out his plays, whatever, and then he goes, here we go, hit it. And the question they've been asking is that, because they've had so many pre-snap penalties, they had to flat simplify it and say, okay, we're ready now, we're going.
No,
that kind of thing?
no, quarterbacks say that all the time.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, quarterbacks sometimes, again, they'll come to the line of scrimmage or they'll hit you with the easy to kind of get a good look. And that's kind of like, all right, here we go. All right, like now we're going. You know, so like now get ready.
You're finna get into the rhythm now. You're finna amp it.
So no, that's not.
Ready, set!
Yeah, that's
It
not
had nothing to do with snap and
No.
cadence.
No.
Okay.
See, Jesse didn't jump, but you looked at it.
I've heard it all my life, brother. Yeah, so, let's go.
Plus you were way out
I'm way out there. I told you the echoes when it comes way out there.
Bruh. I used to look at Troy like, it's your fault I jumped up inside. I couldn't say that. I just looked at him.
Because when the quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage and you always see him, 55, 54, that's ID in the mic, right? He's letting the guys, he's letting everyone know,
With
hey,
his
guys,
strength,
4 down linemen, the guy that I point to, y'all sort that out. That's the 5th guy. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offensive linemen, 4 down linemen.
Right.
ID the mic, 55, 54. The quarterback letting the offensive lineman, the running back know that is the 5th guy.
Right.
This is the 5th guy that we're going to add into this count.
So you the lineman everywhere.
So the linemen then they start their count.
Yeah.
All right, hey, we
because the center gonna come and say over or under.
Right.
Depending on the defense.
What happened? Okay. So you're walking up to the line and you're standing up. You, as lineman, you can see
when we
everybody.
walk up to the line, and the first thing when we first get down, the center looks real quick. And if it's a strength, if it's 3 guys on this side, he'll say over. And I'm giving you a 4-man front. Yeah. If it's 3 guys on this side, he'll say over. And then the quarterback comes and say 55. And he could be standing back over me, but that's where we're going to start our count from. That center may not even go play side now. He may come back here and help me.
So what if
we block down? You know what I'm saying?
So what if you're then in your crouch and all you can really see is that guy in front of you, and they shift in the back and you can't see where they.
And if they shift in the back, a lot of times we still keep the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna know where that guy is because he can't get so far away.
And they keep the same guy, and your back is the one who cleans it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, hey,
Moose was great. At
yeah.
that.
Sometimes when they have those late shifts or those late movements, that's why a good back in the backfield. He'll kind of say he'll scan. You'll see a back call it scan. He'll come up and he'll boom, and he's like, I'm looking here all the way back, or I'm here all the way back this way. So your back is the one who cleans the garbage up at the end of it.
That's why Zeke was so good at the beginning of the year because he could scan real well. The thing that messes you up is that very thing we just went across. Just think. Now I got 71 instead of 77 out here. And so now me and 77 have worked all week. Hey, if this guy shift over just slightly over here, I'm going to need a hand. Well, you forgot that ain't 77 no more. That's 71. So now you kind of sitting back because you know you're going to get this hand where you can get a chance to turn back. This dude didn't give you a hand. This dude running past you. Yeah. That's why I don't like musical linemen because it will hurt you in critical situations.
And to Date's point, a lot of people don't understand that sometimes, but just getting that hand and that, dog, you don't understand when that joker
what a hand do,
when that defensive lineman start bearing down on you, I need that hand to kind of just make him turn this way,
so I can
give me a chance to get set and get back on him. And if I don't get that, and that joker, because once he gets an upfield shoulder on me, all I can do now is grab him.
Yeah.
That's all I can do now. I can only grab him because I can't block him. That's 300-something pounds, 280-something pounds coming this way.
Yeah.
And I'm off balance. Remember, I'm backing up.
Yeah.
He coming forward. So once he gets even with me and I ain't got that hand inside,
just like a wide receiver.
He leaving. So all I can do now is say either grab him, take the holding penalty, but throw it.
Yeah.
Throw it.
I ain't never had enough to tell the quarterback. Because to me, if you holler at the quarterback and he look over, you're going to get hit right in the face. You're going to get hit right in the face. At least he's going to get hit from the side. You turn it right into that, pow!
You start running back there like he gonna fumble this one. Let me get back in position to pick this ball up.
Wow.
All right, we're going to head into that segment was brought to you by blockchain.com. Also, what's today? Tuesday, Pro Shop. It's only right. The best fans in the world. Get out of this world gear. Oh, out of this world gear. There we go. Visit your local Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop and log into shop.com, DallasCowboys.com. A fanatic experience and grab Cowboy-worthy hoodies, tees, and accessories, and more. All right, as we head into our third final break, or whatever it is, we're heading to the break. When we come back, it's the last time we'll take a break. After this break, we'll be going home. And then I'll come back tomorrow, and I'll have a better game tomorrow than I did today. I'll set up my audibles up better. But we'll head to this final break. We'll get into some of this Tennessee stuff. And there's one player, I'm kind of taking the Nate Newton approach. You know how Nate comes in here and he goes, Micah Parsons. If this dude plays, all I'm yelling out is Jeffery Simmons. Because he will wreck your whole situation up if he plays in this game Thursday night. This is Hanging with the Boys. We will be right back.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys. I didn't hear myself. I didn't know if I was doing. I was enthusiastic and everything. I had the good inflection going on in the voice. Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys.
It's working right today.
Yes, everything is just not flowing. It's Tuesday. We're back from the break. We're hungover from the Christmas break. Cowboys taking on the Tennessee Titans. Let's break this down a little bit, and we'll get way more into this tomorrow, as tomorrow will be our last day before the game. Got Wednesday, and the game's on Thursday. We'll be back again on Friday. And as I said before we went to the break, if there's one player that I'm looking at on this team as a whole, yes, it's always going to be Derrick Henry. But if Derrick Henry does not play, the one guy who can wreck Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving and your birthday is Jeffery Simmons. This is from Dak neck of the woods, went to Mississippi State. Jeffery Simmons is one of those dudes where if Aaron Donald wasn't in the National Football League, you would probably regard him as the best defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman in the National Football League. I'm serious. That he's that good. 7.5 sacks this year. I think 20-something, 25, 26 tackles, 7 tackles for losses. I mean, this is the dude who, when you watch it on film, they line him up. 53 tackles. Yeah. They line him up and down the defensive line. He'll line up at defensive end, nose tackle. He'll shade. He'll head up. I mean, he's all up and down that, and he can create issues. He's one of those guys where if you ain't set right, if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, if you're a little light in the pants, if you're a little slow in your step, Jeffery Simmons is one of those dudes who is what I like to call a football playing dude. And he can get after it. So that interior offensive line, you're talking about your McGoverns of the worlds, your Biotishes of the world. You got to hunker in. Nate was talking about it before we went to the break. Those calls, those hey, listen, dog, like, listen, I'm going to need you. I'm going to need you.
They were talking, I think it was Broadus was saying McGovern struggled last week against Fletcher Cox and those guys. So how do they help him this week?
Two things they can do. You can, a lot of times, misdirection. Get guys going one way, you can go the opposite way. It's at times it becomes a little bit difficult depending on what you're calling. And Nate, I should let you be talking about this more than me.
No, go ahead.
But you'll see when we have a lot of success, we have success when we start pulling our guards, pulling our tackles, running the ball on the perimeters.
Thank you.
Am I right?
Thank you. And the only time you want to get up,
anytime a Pro Bowl, Super Bowl champion offensive lineman tells you thank you to something that you're talking about, and I shouldn't be talking about this. I jumped the gun.
The thing you can't let Connor do is one-on-one repeatedly try to run block him. Not repeatedly, not one-on-one repeatedly. You want to give that misdirection, and if you can have a couple of guys block down on him, and get outside, like you said, get outside, make the rest of the defense strain. I mean, I ain't seen enough film on this team. I'll be breaking it down tonight and tomorrow a lot, but I'm going to tell you something, fellas. It's amazing, and I'm just saying this for us, man. Where did this dude come from? I mean, because I've been just wanting this type of guy. I want this type. If we had this type of guy, and I'm not saying that our guys can't grow into this, but, man, that's the only thing that's scaring me about us going forward into the playoffs. Will we slow down the run? You don't have to stop the run in the playoffs, but we have to slow it down. We have to, make it a drip so we can, let Diggs get out them on that back end a little bit, but –
If you could only have one, would you rather have the stud defensive tackle or defensive end?
Ooh, that's because Aaron Donald won a Super Bowl being who he is, Ooh, yeah. See, Aaron Donald's won from being that guy like Mr. Simmons, moving all over the place.
So, that's a good. So is that stud Aaron Donald?
I don't know.
Donald plays all the positions.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it is.
Jeffery Simmons.
But he is mainly a left side 3 technique. That is his main thing that he does. When he got cut loose in the Super Bowl, they spreaded everybody out, put 5. They put a guy over the center, guy over the other guard, and then 2 outside linebackers, and put him at that 3 technique. That's when he goes to work. He goes from a 3 technique, the outside eye of either guard. That's when he really goes to work. And you put somebody over the center and somebody over the other guard.
Who helps? Does a great defensive tackle help out an average defensive end?
Yes, he does.
Or vice versa?
Fletcher Cox have done it for Philly for how many years? Yeah. Fletcher Cox has sat up there for I don't know how many years. And, people like Fletcher Cox ain't having a great year, but Brandon Graham is. The other kid, Barnett, was coming on strong. I'm like, but I ain't never seen it work the other way.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen it work the other way.
And the reason being is because, and you hear about it all the time, where do most quarterbacks, not most, where do all quarterbacks hate to have pressure?
In the middle of the field.
In the middle. If they can't take their 3, 5, or 7-step drops and take that step up into the pocket, they're not effective. Most quarterbacks, if you go through the course of a game, most quarterbacks aren't their best when they have to throw on the run. They'll make some throws on the run. They can make throws on the run, and they'll make spectacular throws on the run. But for the most part, the really good ones want to stand in that pocket, have a clear vision down the field, nothing obstructing their vision, being able to step up in the pocket and drive the ball to wherever the ball is supposed to be down the football field. Well, that's what guys like Aaron Donald, like Fletcher Cox, like Jeffery Simmons, That's where they thrive at, is making that pocket collapse in the middle. Because if the pocket is collapsing in the middle, that means those corners are getting shorter. And it may not be a lot. It may be a foot. It may be a half a foot. But when you look at how close, you see sometimes they'll come around the edge and that defensive end is coming around and that hand is coming and the ball just gets away.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if he had a half a foot of an edge where he didn't have to bow so tight. And the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So if I don't have to bow that much and I can come straight down the line because that pocket is now condensed, then now I have more success at getting towards that quarterback. Because again, the quarterback gets away from the pressure that's coming around the loop by doing what?
Stepping
up in the pocket. Yeah. So if he has nowhere to step up, then that means he's standing back there at 7.5 yards for his throw, or he's now flushed. Yeah. And most quarterbacks, again, can make plays when they're flush, but primarily don't want to be flushed to have to make throws down the football field.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I can get me a solid defensive end, which the Cowboys, hadn't had since
defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle. Who was my guy? I played with him. Scary dude. Joe Blank. Golly.
What's the guy that came from New Orleans?
Pro Bowler.
What the guy that came from New Orleans?
Leroy Glover.
Yeah, he was nice though. He was nice.
That's after him.
Yeah, it was after him.
After Leroy Glover. Golly, why can't I think of his name?
Yeah, he was scary. I know who you're talking about.
Chris, this is where you comes in right here, Chris. Who was the defensive tackle that the Cowboys had? It was DeMarcus Ware. It was Marcus Spears. It was
Jay Ratliff.
Ratliff. Golly, I can't think of Jay Ratliff's name. Jeez, but yes, it's like Jay Ratliff. They haven't had one. And you wonder why guys like DeMarcus Ware, Anthony Spencer, and those type of guys were successful, because you had those big hogs in the middle, like a Spears, like a Jay Ratliff, that was able to defeat their guys one-on-one up the middle, and then let DeMarcus Ware and other guys just come around that edge and wreak havoc.
Yeah. Wow. It's amazing. It seems like this team for a long time has not they're finally doing it at safety, but as far as fortifying the middle of the defense.
It ain't sexy.
Fat
boys ain't sexy.
Even before Jesse got here, I used to sit over here.
Can't sell tickets to Fat Boys.
I used to just sit over here just saying why we won't get the middle of our defense. Why? Remember, I just before you still
the same question.
We got the safeties.
Safeties are
we
on
got
board.
the safety that's on board.
Yeah.
Why are bigger guys in the middle don't?
They ain't sexy. When you're evaluating and you're trying, like, especially with the Cowboys, like, all right, what are our needs? Mm-hmm. I don't think defensive tackle has ever been that high of a priority. So it's always been like, all right, we'll get there when we get there, right? Later picks, maybe some later free agent signings and stuff like that. Yeah. But what's more sexier?
Yeah.
The number 96 nose tackle or double sticks number 11, right? One is not. What's more sexier? The running back, the quarterback, the receiver, the cornerback, the safety. It's not a sexy pick. And to be fair to Will, to be fair to the front office, there are a ton of teams in the National Football League who don't have that hog.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them out
there. But all these teams that's winning seem to have that hog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even the Kansas City Chiefs that don't have a stout defense, they got that one dude in the middle that can make a difference. Yeah,
they do. That's true. And maybe after this year, the Cowboys will look up and they'll go, okay, guys. It may not be sexy, but our problem that we've had, especially, because I don't care what you say, if you have to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their first and foremost move they want to do, they want to run the football. Mm-hmm. And off that, Tom Brady wants to use a play-action pass, short passes down the middle of the field, and then hit you in the head for the deep plays.
Speaking of the Bucs, is that big Samoan kid, is he healthy?
Vita Vea?
Yeah. Is he still healthy?
See,
because everybody keep talking about running into that. You don't want to run into that.
There's another big guy in the front.
You don't want to run into that. That's what I'm saying. You know, because everybody gonna come out of left guard and center.
Yep, that's true.
Praying that we run directly at them. They don't want no misdirection. They don't want you getting out on those quick screens. They don't want you getting out there pulling. They don't want that. They want you to run straight at them so they big guy can dominate.
I don't know what God or gods that Biotish and McGovern pray to. I don't. But whatever gods they're praying to, they're praying that this is the week that they decide in Tennessee not to play some of their starters. And they're like, man, if you don't want to play Jeffery Simmons.
He was on the injury report yesterday.
We won't be upset. Yeah. They won't be upset, and the Cowboys won't be upset. No. We'll break this thing down a lot more tomorrow. I don't want you guys to think today that we're like, oh, look, there's Jesse and them always doubt. No, I don't think there's any doubt in this football game. I think the Cowboys will win this football game. But I'll tell you what I won't do. I won't stand on that pedestal again and be like, this will be a blowout. I won't do that because the Cowboys have shown us time and time again they play down to their competition. They'll get up for Philly.
Yeah,
they'll get up for Minnesota.
They ain't gonna do that this week.
But then they'll go down there to Tennessee and be like, oh well,
they ain't gonna do that.
We'll fumble twice.
They ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do that. Not this week.
Not this week.
Nah.
Okay.
They getting ready for the playoffs.
Okay, I hope so. Well, we're getting ready for the playoffs as well.
Gonna beat the brakes.
No, don't start that. I'm not doing that.
When we leave up, man. When we get on that plane about 1 a.m, because that's a late game, right?
Yeah,
that's a late game. So when they get on that plane around about 12 o'clock, you see that Dallas Star shining out of the stadium.
I ain't doing it.
Yes.
I ain't doing it.
Won't we, Kurt?
I ain't doing it.
You're right.
I ain't doing it.
I agree with Jesse.
I ain't doing it.
Chris, you ride with your boy Chris. You ride with me, Chris B.
Look,
my
homeboy. I gotta say, Richard Hollinshed, because he got on me that time. My homeboy, he like you. He a diehard, and he be trying to convince himself sometimes out of there. So, Richard,
I know. I ain't gonna. We know.
You and Nate.
It's a difference between know.
This you and Nate, Rich. This you and Nate. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
I can hear him not talking about, man. They had like a bad accidents out there. Nobody got injured physically, but it's just like their brakes just went loose and everybody was sliding all over the highway because the Cowboy beat the brakes off.
All gas, no brakes, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. We're going to get up out of here. Be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Kurt, Nate, Chris, Jazz,
Amoco,
Will,
baby. They better stop at Amoco. Check your brakes.
And most importantly, thank you all for watching the most watched YouTube. Yeah, watch us on YouTube. Shout out to I gotta say this because she shouted us out, and she you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What's her name?
Wow.
Well, you gonna say yes and then not be ready to say what you're supposed to say.
Somebody
brought it up.
Yeah, I know, but I thought
Let me find
it doesn't make a difference. We're gonna find her. We're gonna find her.
Miss Junebug.
Miss Junebug. There we go. Miss Junebug, shout out to you because she's sending everybody to watch us on YouTube. So, Miss Junebug, we appreciate you for being a part of Hanging with the Boy Nation, and keep sending them folks to keep sending those folks to YouTube to watch us. And we want people to love us like Hispanic women love Bad Bunny. They love them some Bad Bunny, and we want y'all to love us the same way. If not, we don't want it. Love us like Hispanic women love Bad Bunny and computer love the white women. It's all good. Kurt, Nate, I am Jesse Holly. We are Hanging with the Boys. Until tomorrow,
beat the brakes off of them, baby. Beat the brakes off of them.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!